Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Artist Devil, what's up? Snooky, what's up? What in the world's going on? Trying to get situated here. I'm all disembogulated today. I'm all disembogulated today. I think that's the word I'm trying to use. Disembogulated. I think's what I'm trying to say. Hey, KK, what's up, KK? Did everybody have a great 4th of July last night, y'all? All these country folks out here shot fireworks till 11 o'clock last night. It was just boom, 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 boom till 11 o'clock. I watched the fireworks on the TV and I turned everything off and laid down to go to bed, and it just kept boom and boom and boom and boom. Well, after 11 o'clock last night, it was something else. Something else. But yeah, we're 90 degrees down here, folks. Partly sunny, 90 degrees today. I think tomorrow we're supposed to cool back off down into like the low 80s. And then Wednesday, 70% chance of rain. So we got rain moving in. And then when that tropical storm or whatever it ends up being, it's supposed to hit us sometime later on this week, if it stays on the same path it's on. Had fireworks there till 11:55 p.m. I hear you. Yeah, it was after 11 o'clock last night, and they were all throughout the countryside. You could hear it just boom, boom, boom. So it sounded like everybody out here in the country had fun last night. It was a muggy 4th of July, KK says. Yeah, it's that time of year, KK. It's that time of year. But yeah, I watched the fireworks in Washington, D.C. So they had some pretty good fireworks in Washington, D.C. last night. I watched it on the TV. KK said, got rain this week a-coming. I hear you. Yeah, we do too. We got rain coming this week. But we need the rain. We actually do need rain. We don't need them bad thunderstorms, but it'd be nice to get a good soaking rain. I think the northeast corner of South Carolina might still be under a moderate drought. It's not as bad as it was, but it was about the eastern half of South Carolina was under a moderate drought. Now I think it's just the northeast corner of South Carolina that's under a moderate drought. But it is what it is, folks. It's summertime. Time for the heat. Time for the thunderstorms. Time for the tropical storms. Time for the hurricanes. All that stuff that comes with being summertime. All that stuff that comes with being summertime. So what do? We deal with it. We deal with it. I noticed Saturday on the CDC website, cases went up Saturday too, y'all. They're higher than they've been in about 5 weeks. Last week's average, every day was pretty high last week. I don't know what's going on with that. Don't have any idea what's going on with that. That's all we don't need, cases going back up. What's up? To what? Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani got married. I did not hear that. What's up, Bree? I did not see that, KK, that Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani got married. I didn't get a notification on my phone. I did not know that. Well, good for them. I wish them the best. I wish them the best. See, that's living proof that you can take a big city girl and turn her into a country girl. Right there's living proof of it. Out there on the ranch in Oklahoma. She'll be saying y'all before it's over with. She'll be saying, hey, y'all. Hollaback girl will be saying, hey, y'all. So did everybody have a great 4th? I heard it from E! News YouTube channel. Oh, KK. I don't believe nothing I read on YouTube. I'll have to investigate that later on because I don't believe nothing I read on YouTube. I really don't. I do not believe anything that's on YouTube. I have to see it with my own eyes. It's like Facebook. I don't believe a thing in the world that's posted on Facebook. I have to Google everything because I don't believe a lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff. So did everybody have a great 4th? How about you, Bree? Did you have a great 4th of July? I know Sonia was grilling. They were grilling steaks last night. So I know they had a good 4th. Eating big old steaks. Sonia probably built a fire and melted her shoes. But anyway, I guess, hey, Amazing Maisie, how you doing? I was reading an article on my phone today. I guess travel was huge this weekend, y'all. Airline travel and car travel was absolutely off the chain. They said airline travel was like, 2019 pre-pandemic numbers. So that's a good thing for the airlines. Oh, yeah, kind of quiet. I hear you, Bree. Yeah, it got loud out here in the country, y'all. These old rednecks out here, they were partying down with fireworks last night. Looking across the field, everywhere you look, there's nothing but fireworks going up in the air and going off. So I guess the old rednecks had a good time last night. Hillbilly or the rednecks were having fun, and the hillbilly was trying to sleep. It's funny, I call them all rednecks down here in South Carolina, but I talk worse than they talk. But they act like they're rednecks. They truly do. Truly do. They act like rednecks. Everybody saying hello to each other. But yeah, I had a nice quiet evening, y'all. I didn't get out and about. I didn't want to get on the roads because folks out having those cold adult beverages and driving up and down the road. I just stayed at home. Now this morning I did get up and went to the dump, and I went to the grocery store early this morning. Y'all, there was nobody on the roads. I was the only one on the road. I got to the grocery store. I was the only one in the grocery store. There was nobody up early this morning. So everybody must have stayed up late last night out here in this part of the world, because there was no cars on the road, no trucks on the road, and nobody at the grocery store but me. Game Prince said, I did a song for fun. Turns out it's a hit in Germany. Must be a goof song. I hear you. So yeah, that was it. I didn't do anything. I did ask the assistant manager down at the grocery store this morning if they saw where Tyson Chicken was having a recall on tons and tons and tons of their frozen chicken and frozen chicken strips and stuff like that because the freezer was still full down at the grocery store. And they told me they didn't know nothing about it. I said, well, you might want to go check it out because I'm sure some of that stuff in the freezer is on the list. I'm sure it's on the list. So I don't know if they did or not. Probably not. They'll just keep right on selling it. But I got that bag of chicken strip of grilled chicken in my freezer. I'm probably going to throw it away because I don't trust it. There's Miss Fairchild. Hey, Miss Fairchild. I was just over on Miss Fairchild's live stream a while ago. How you doing? Thank you. I appreciate it. In the kitchen with Karen. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Bree said, oh, chicken. That makes me think of Bruce's mask. I hear you, Bree. I hear you, Bree. Miss Fairchild was talking about driving during the rain and how she couldn't see. So she's going to have to break down and get her some driving glasses. Hey, Big John, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you coming by. This is Steph. How you doing today, my friend? Thank you so much for coming. Hope y'all had a great 4th of July, y'all. Thank you for sharing me out. Thank you for sharing me out. She made it longer than me. I had to get glasses 2 years ago, y'all. I got to where I couldn't see to drive good at night or in the rain. So I had to go get glasses a couple of years ago. I'm going to need more than one, the RV DJ. And Snooky says, me too. But yeah, guys, I'm glad everybody had a good 4th. Miss Fairchild or Mrs. Fairchild said she was going to have a barbecue. We call it grilling out where I'm from. We're going to be grilling out. Sometimes we say we're going to have a grub grill. We're going to have a grub grill. Oh, you getting the heat, Big John? I hear you, buddy. You can have it. You can have it for a while. A barbecue. That's what people out in Texas say. Having a barbecue. Nah, we normally call it home. We called it grilling out. We're going to grill out. A barbecue. Nah, we call it grilling out up home where I'm from. Everybody's coming over. We're going to grill out tonight. Y'all come. I say if I was up home and I told my friends, y'all come on over, we're going to have barbecue. We're going to do a barbecue Friday night. They would they'd show up at my house expecting to have barbecued pig. They wouldn't expect me to be cooking hot dogs or hamburgers or steaks or chicken. They'd show up expecting to eat barbecue pig if I said we were having barbecue. We call it grilling here in Cali. I hear you in the kitchen with Karen. This Steph says we call it barbecue in UK. Yeah, if I say come on over to the house Friday night for a barbecue, everybody that showed up is going to come expecting we're having a barbecue pig. Now, if you say y'all come over Friday night and we'll grill out, everybody say, okay, what you gonna have or what do I need to bring? But if I say y'all come over Friday night for the barbecue, they coming, they expecting baked beans, they expecting coleslaw, they expecting hush puppies, and they expecting barbecue pig. We call it barbecue up here in Canada. I hear you, Big John. No, up on where I'm from, if you say you having a barbecue, you better be roasting a pig and you better have tons of baked beans, tons of coleslaw, and tons of hush puppies. Because there's going to be a crowd coming expecting barbecue pig. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Like I say, if you say I'm grilling out, a lot of people they'll say, hey, what do I need to bring? Sometimes we just say, bring whatever you want. Bring hot dogs or hamburgers or bring some buns or some mustard and ketchup or something. Most folks here in California have never had a hush puppy. It's a crying shame. That's right, Karen. You can't beat a good hush puppy. I tell you right now, a good hush puppy, good Lord. It's like good baked beans with diced up onions, maple syrup, and bacon on top, and cheddar cheese. Good Lord. I'd like to see you show up at a big cookout up in the mountains of western North Carolina with a vegan burger. They'd be laughing you out of the dang woods, Vermont. They would be laughing you out of the woods. That'd be funny. Hey, y'all, come on over. I'm grilling vegan burgers. I'm sorry, buddy, but they ain't nobody gonna show up. Ain't nobody gonna show up. I'm telling you. What's a hush puppy? A hush puppy's kind of like a sweet cornbread, but it's in a ball and it's got diced up onions in it. But you make it in a ball, deep fry it. It's delicious. I love pulled pork. That's the only kind of barbecue I like, Big John. It's pulled pork. This is Steph says we have hush puppy shoes. Look it up on the internet. This is Steph. It's like a sweet cornbread, but up home we dice up onions, real fine onions, and mix it up in the cornmeal, the sweet cornmeal, and you deep fry it. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. It's melting your mouth. Hush puppies are the meatloaf of the donut world. I hear you, Vermont. Yeah, that hush puppies are delicious, y'all. I can sit down and eat a whole basket full of just hush puppies. There's the link if anybody wants to come up today. But yeah, hush puppies, they're the bomb. I like a good hamburger steak and make big old wide thick steak fries and make hush puppies to go with it. It's absolutely delicious. Yeah, you can't beat a good hush puppy, y'all. Can y'all believe that dude ate 76 hot dogs? Can you believe he ate 76 hot dogs? I guess Saturday it was. Hush puppies with beef chili poured on them. I hadn't tried that before, Vermont. That sounds good too, though. Yeah, that dude ate 76 hot dogs at that hot dog eating contest. Can y'all believe it? Guy's name from back in the 1800s in the South when they used it to fry leftover cornbread in little pieces and throw them to their dogs and say, hush puppies. There you go. Bree says, I just told my puppy to hush. Bree. Hey, BB, how you doing today? Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. I appreciate you. I just told my puppy to hush. I bet if Bree ate a big old basket of homemade hush puppies, she'd be in heaven. She'd be making them every day. Y'all. I'm telling you. It's like I kept telling everybody about that Duke's mayonnaise. And everybody said, oh, no, I've only had one person on here that does not like Duke's mayonnaise. And that's Sonia's mom. She's the only one that didn't like it. You can't beat Duke's mayonnaise. I don't have a puppy, only a husband and kid. I hear you. This is Steph. Sonia says, I don't have a puppy. Y'all want some wild dogs? I got 2 wild dogs I'll give you. Artist Devil said, Duke's is the best. That's right. That's the only mayonnaise that's ever been. Karen, if you like mayonnaise, Karen, I swear to goodness, if you like it, Karen, Dagenhills that comes in here, he's in California. He ordered it. I think he ordered his online. He's hooked on it now, Karen. He's hooked on it. That's all he wants now is Duke's mayonnaise. I got KK up in Michigan eating it. It's delicious. Amazing Maisie. I think Amazing Maisie up in Maine's eating it now. I got a bunch of people eating it now. If you like mayonnaise, Duke's mayonnaise is delicious. I swear to goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to read that, Vermont. Yeah, Karen, order you a jar of it. That is a staple to have in the South. Everybody in the South eats Duke's mayonnaise. It's delicious. Appreciate the like and the share, Arlene Verdita. Yeah, order you a darn jar of it and try it out. I keep a jar in the refrigerator. I keep a jar in the cabinet as a backup, and then I keep 2 backups behind the backup in the cabinet at all times. We have Heinz mayo here. Yeah, we got Heinz here. You know, we got Miracle Whip, Heinz, Hellman's. We got all that other stuff too. This is Steph. But Duke's mayonnaise is the best. Good on a Mater sandwich. Yeah, it's delicious on a good Mater sandwich. Oh my God. With some black pepper and Duke's mayonnaise, it's delicious. Karen says I have to now. Yeah, it's good. I swear by it, y'all. I love it. Vermont coming out with his dad jokes. I lurked during his live stream today. I lurked watching the old man today. I don't know what that thing was he painted on that envelope, on that cardboard envelope. I don't know what that was, but I was in there lurking, watching today. I didn't want to say nothing out of the way because his brother was in there. So I just lurked today in his live stream. I bought those 3-blade add-ons from a weed whacker. Don't hit flower pots. They don't survive. No, Vermont, they don't survive, dude. Them things will dang near cut the pipe on the chain link fence, brother. Yeah, them things are no joke. Those 3-blade, them things are no joke. KK says, what do you call cheese that's not yours? Nacho cheese. Oh, my Lord, KK. Yeah, they work great. They work too great around flower pots and stuff like that, Vermont. Be careful on the decorative brick too, dude. If you've got your flower bed with decorative brick or decorative landscaping timbers, be careful because they will tear you up. All right, guys, we have a special guest getting ready to come on my live stream. I cannot believe that she's going to lower her standards to come on here with a dumb old hillbilly. But here she is, live.
Hello, y'all.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. You know what? I just came off of my live and I told everyone to come over here. And, you know, I was getting ready to go start my barbecue. And I said, you know what? I'm going to jump on here first. How are you?
I'm good. I'm serious. If you were up home in the mountains where I'm from and you say barbecue and you invite people over, you better have a pig on the barbecue because everybody's coming for pig.
Yep, absolutely. Now, you know, my husband, he calls it grilling. I call it barbecuing because we had one of those old-fashioned barbecues made out of bricks growing up. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah.
And we barbecued hamburgers and hot dogs.
we actually had a whole big, like a mini barbecue house grill.
Yeah.
That had like a potbelly stove in it outside.
Yeah.
You could throw hickory logs in there and cook on the hickory smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you have a good 4th of July?
I did not do nothing. These crazy rednecks around here in the country where I live, they like to drink those cold adult beverages and get out here and ride up and down the roads. So yeah, I just stayed home.
Well, you know what? We barbecued, as I call it, for 4 days in a row. Now, you know, I'm vegan, so I don't eat meat, but my family does. So, you know, I ate vegetarian type stuff, but we ate out. You know, I'll tell you, what did I say the other day? I said, and feed a fly, have a picnic. Because you know what? As soon as you put the food out there, guess what? All the flies come.
Flies and yellow jackets.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but yellow jackets, they'll eat meat. They'll eat your fried chicken or your hamburgers or hot dogs.
Well, you know what? I never get stung by or bit by a mosquito. My husband does, my kids do, but they never bother me. But those flies, they come every picnic.
Nope. Well, guess who's vegan now?
Who? Vermont
Paint.
Oh my gosh, Vermont. Wow.
I say that. I think he still sneaks and eating chicken or something every now and then. But because of his health issues, he's eating a lot of the plant-based meat that's made from all that. He's eating all that stuff now. It's a bee. This is Steph.
I call them Frankenfoods. Now I eat them too, so I'm not going to say that they're, but they're processed, and anything processed I try to stay away from. But rather than actually eating meat, I will go ahead and have a Frankenfood, which are like those Impossible burgers, or what are some of the other Beyond? There's all kinds out there, and so I will eat those. But and they're good. They're actually really, really good.
Hey, Bwizzle Aquatics, how you doing? Yeah, the doctor told me to quit eating. The doctor basically told me a few months ago that I needed to go fruitarian because I don't like vegetables.
So he wants you to go fruitarian. Okay,
yeah.
Well, he wants you to eliminate meat. Is that right?
Yep.
Well, let me give you my take on this, and it's only my take because I don't give advice, recommendations, suggestions, or anything like that. But I'll tell you how I see things. I think the biggest culprit is sugar and hydrogenated. Anything high, like Crisco. We grew up with Crisco and margarine, or we called it oleo. Anything like that is so bad, especially the combination of, hydrogenated with sugar. And so for me, what I do is I stay away from all of that. Now, like, for example, when I fry eggs for my family, I don't fry them in oil. I fry them in a little bit of water. I put a little bit of water in the pan. So they don't taste quite as perfect as fried eggs in oil, but they do taste just very much almost the same. So there's a lot of ways you can move around about that. But I'm going to tell you something. If you like watermelon, and I love watermelon, I don't throw away my rinds. What I do is I juice my rinds after I finish the watermelon, and it makes the best juice. Absolutely the best juice.
Up home, my family were moonshiners on my mom's side of the family. True story. I mean, they grew just enough apples to make apple jack, just enough muscadine wines to make wine, and then grew corn to make moonshine. Well, they used to make watermelon rind wine back in the day.
And it is really, really, really good. And I'm going to tell you that my grandmother, in 1922 or 23, my mom was a baby, and she got arrested for making moonshine. And it was peach brandy, and they put her in jail. But back then, they could put the kids in jail with you so that they wouldn't be separated from their mother. Grandma was in jail for moonshining.
My grandfather and great uncle got caught. Let's see, when I was, I think, around 8 or 9 years old, because I got off the school bus and I walked in the house, and my mom was sitting there crying, looking at the newspaper. It was on the front page of the newspaper that my grandfather had been arrested for making moonshine.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've all got to have a family member that embarrasses us, I've got plenty.
Well, the thing of it is they only charged them with the misdemeanor. They got them for like 50 gallons, and when they showed up at court, there was only 1 gallon sitting on the table when they charged them. So they let them off with a misdemeanor. But yeah, I mean, that's what people did back then in the mountains. I mean, they didn't have nothing else to do. So I mean, they had my Papa Nix and Grandma Nix, they had 13 kids, and the twins died. So that dropped them back to 11. And then my grandmother died when my mom and them were all young. She had a brain aneurysm.
Oh my goodness.
And so your
mother died of a brain aneurysm, is that right?
Her mother.
Okay.
So my grandfather was left raising 11 kids by himself. So he was a moonshiner. That's how my mom met my real dad. He was a delivery guy for my grandfather delivering the moonshine.
Now you're in South Carolina, right?
I am now. I'm originally from up in the mountains of North Carolina, but I've been down here. I've had a house. I've had a house here for, Lord, I've been here, had this house here for 21 years. And then I had a house up in Easley, South Carolina.
Because, I'm kind of a neighbor of yours. Actually, I live a little because everybody knows it, so I can say it. My beach house is on Tybee Island, which is Georgia. But I have to go through South Carolina because I live a little bit north of that, just a little tiny bit, and the grandma's house. And so I have to cut over on the back roads to get on I-95, which is all the way through South Carolina. And I'll tell you, that is the worst road in the world, I-95.
Well, at least they got rid of the speed cameras down there below Hilton Head at the state line.
Yeah. But you know what? I-95, there's 2 lanes on each side. And what they do is you've got all the people from the north and all the people from the south. And, you know, they're going on these 2 lanes on each side. And it's like horrible. And so when I was driving to Tybee the last time, it started pouring raining. And I had this semi truck on my bumper. The rain was coming in buckets. The clouds were dark. It was horrible. And so I'm finding a different route through South Carolina now, the back roads. It's going to take me an extra hour, but I'm gonna go the back roads rather than on the I-95.
I used to have to go down to Beaufort and Hilton Head a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you right now, in the summertime, trying to get on and off Hilton Head is an absolute nightmare.
Yep. Do you know, I was told we were not on Tybee yesterday for 4th of July, and for good reason. There was, you know, it's a little tiny bridge that connects the island from the mainland. There you have to kind of island hop, and then you go to Tybee Island's the last one out there, and it's a tiny little bridge, 2 lanes that connects. And there were over 50,000 cars that came onto Tybee Island yesterday. 50,000. And Tybee Island's only 2.5 miles long and a half mile wide. I don't know where they put them. I don't know where they put all the cars.
Well, and the thing of it is, everybody's been locked up for the last year and a half. And this 4th of July, it's like they let the genie out of the bottle. So everybody just went crazy.
That's true. Well, I know last night we went to the fireworks last night, and we went to the one the night before because we had them on 2 separate nights. The town that we live in had them on one night, and then last night another town had them. So we went to 2 different ones, and there was a lot of people, more people than normal.
Yeah, it's out here in the country. They were shooting them off till after 11 o'clock last night because I have a 136-acre field here in front of my house. Yep. And off in and it's so flat, sand land here, I could see fireworks across the horizon anywhere I looked last night. And it lasted till about 11 o'clock.
That when you say that, that makes me laugh because it reminded me of the time someone shot off a firework in Grandma's outhouse and it caught the outhouse on fire.
Well, see, that sounds like something Vermont Paint would have because he was talking about yesterday. I guess Saturday he had some, those M80 fireworks.
Yeah.
He had like M5000s, and he blew a hole up in his daughter's yard.
Oh my gosh, Vermont. Wow. Hey, Dragon Gaming. Hey, my friend.
You got to watch Vermont Paint. He gets in trouble every day with his wife.
You have great
gets in
people.
trouble.
You have great people on here. You have Arlene Verdita, you have Vermont, you have Dragoon Gaming, Eric, the artist Devil, in the kitchen with Karen came on over from my channel. Thank you, Karen. And so many. You just have amazing people that come on your channel. Because you remember, Carolina, when I met you, I just come on. And I had around 200 subscribers, and you got me my first 1K because I got my first 1K on your channel.
Well, I tell you what's been my problem with my channel is every time I go up, YouTube takes them all back away. And I go up and they take them back away.
But did you notice that it's not always the new people they're taking away? They're taking away the people that you actually go to. Because Carolina, I've had to resubscribe to you from my main channel several times. They take people away that are your good friends. People like I go to Carla's, I go to Gina's, I go to Norgas's all the time. I'm on their panel. And yet they take them away from me. So every day I have to go over there and resubscribe. So these are not just new people that they take away. I actually think for everyone I make, they take one away. Well,
Tony Damien is a paid member. She's on my paid membership. They took her away. She had to resubscribe like 7 times within like 2 weeks to my channel. And she's a paid member of my channel.
Yes, yes. You know, Carolina, this is what I believe. I believe that they don't want us to grow as fast as we grow. And I can tell you that, you know my story because I've told you this. Back in December, I had a glitch. I contacted YouTube. They were nice enough, of course, they'll talk to you back and forth. And they said, oh, by the way, you actually had 26,000 subscribers on December 5th, But we took them away because they were spam. Well, it had never showed up as 26,000. Okay, and it showed up, I think at that time I was at 11 or something like that. And but they had taken all of those away. And every day I grow upward, even if I'm not doing anything, I'm not on anybody else's live streams. I grow quite a bit every day because I see the comments and I see these are new people. But by the next morning, I'm lucky to have 10, 15 of them.
Well, the other week I got like 87 people in one day.
Yep.
And the next day they took away 95.
Oh, I've had that happen too. I've had that happen. Do you know, I don't know if you remember this, but when they did the big thing, what was it, in September, and they cleared our channels out, it was awful. They didn't take everybody away, but they took a lot of people, and they took a lot from me. Do you know that I could not budge for about 4 months? I could not grow one subscriber for about 4 months. That it was just, I couldn't. Didn't matter, no matter how many people subscribed, it would not keep them. I could not keep them.
Until August, since August the 16th of last year, I didn't grow one person back until about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm
going to tell you a little something that I do, and I don't know if it works, if it doesn't work, but if I do go onto someone's channel and they ask me to drop the link, I do it from Grandma's Adventures. I don't do it from my main channel. And so I think having a secondary channel is very, very good to have. I have 5 channels, but I think having a secondary channel is a good thing to do it if you're going into other people's live streams.
Well, the worst thing they did for me and a lot of the other channels that used to be the grow streams, when they took away the go to channel button where you could click on them, because that's the only way we could tell if those people were trolls or bots or anything. The moderators could click them, go there, check out the channel, and make sure it was a legitimate channel. Well, as soon as they did that, I had to stop. After I got doxxed and swatted, seriously, I got swatted.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was bad when the sheriff's department showed it. They had everything pulled out. Yeah, it was bad. And
did you get it on video? Did you get it on video?
I was sitting here on live stream when it happened, when they showed up.
Oh my gosh.
I brought the deputy sheriff in and he stood right here over my shoulder when I showed him I was sitting here live streaming.
Well, now I've been porned. That one night, I don't know if you were on my stream. I don't think you were that night, that someone, how on StreamYard, how you bring them up, and they only came up with a photo and they kept sitting there and they kept going out and coming back in. And I didn't feel comfortable bringing them up. And remember, hesitancy is often God's voice telling you not to. And I was hesitant, but I didn't listen. And I brought them up and they porned my channel. They porned my not my channel, but they porned my live stream. I had to take it down. I couldn't get them off. I couldn't click them off. It was awful. It was awful.
That happened to a lot of people. It did. It happened to a lot of channels. And that's why, we were all putting out there every day on our live streams, make somebody show their face. To this day, unless somebody shows me their face, I will not let them come up on panel. But just because of that.
And Carolina, that includes people that you know, because what they do is they take a snapshot of their photo, they come back in as that person through StreamYard, and you think that, that it's somebody from in the stream, but it's really not the person that you think it is. That's what happened to Brenda Land. They came, she had that happen a couple different times where they came in, I think, as Noni May, and it wasn't Noni May. And that's how they did it to her channel. So you have to be very careful when you bring up people.
Well, I actually had a moderator hack.
Mm,
They came into my live stream and it's like they hacked me because they come in my live stream and started blocking. They would show up as different people's names as moderators, and they were blocking those people from my live stream, from my channel.
mm.
It was the biggest mess. Right now, I've got some channels that's been blocked 11 or 12 times that are still blocked in my live stream because we couldn't tell if that was the real person or if
Yeah.
it was the moderator hack that hit my live stream.
Mm-hmm. And have you also noticed, Carolina, these channels that grow tremendously fast and they have a tremendous amount of subscribers, but they have no one that hardly ever comments or comes to their live streams? Have you ever noticed that too?
Absolutely. I sit and do that a lot during the day. You know, you see a channel that's got 20,000 people, 26,000 people, and you go there and there's two people in their live stream.
Yes, yes.
And I'm like, what?
You know, most likely, and not always, but in many situations, they have bought them. You know, they're bots. You know, because and I never knew this until like a couple months ago that you could actually go and you could pay for subscribers, but they're
Somebody
bots.
told me that
Yeah, they're not real subscribers.
Wow.
They're bots. They're bots. I actually did a video called Don't Pay for Subscribers. And there's two kinds. Number one, there's one kind where you can actually go on and friend like 100 people, but they have to friend you back. And it's through some, I don't know the name of the company. And then there's another one where you just pay them. And what they basically do is they give you bots. And those bots will make a comment. And they're very, bot-like comment. And like, thumbs up or great job or whatever. And but they're all bots. They're not real people. So when you see these huge channels like 100,000 that has 10 people at most in their live stream, question it.
Yeah, I got botted I don't know, what was this, a couple of months ago, I guess, during my live stream. All of a sudden I jumped up to like 300 and something people in the chat. And there wasn't but like 12 or 13 people here. Here's the part I don't understand. I'm under my third review for a copyright, but it's not a copyright strike against my channel. It's turned in to make me split half my revenue from my live stream video. And they'll hit me with it. And you go back and they tell you where it starts and where it stops. And you go back and listen to it. There's nothing there but me talking. So this is the third time now that I've had to do this. And I've got it under appeal. It's still got like 14 days to play with.
So you're basically saying that you come on here, you do a live stream, and then they're only giving you like half credit for the watch time. Is that correct?
Half on the money that's made.
Mm-hmm.
They come and take half my money, and then I have to fight YouTube. And where I'm going with this is, you would think YouTube would spend more time going after these people that are botting people's channels and people that are hacking people's channels and all this other stuff, and worry about stuff like that than stupid things.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree. I mean, I'm a grandma channel, let me grow, but they take back your people, a large, not all of them, but they take my old friends. I mean, when I go back and I check, like the new people, they don't get unsubscribed. It's my old friends that I actually go to that get unsubscribed. And it just doesn't make any sense. And when you stop seeing people that came regularly, I think what they do is they unsubscribe them. And if they don't remember your name or how to put it in, or they just forget, they don't see your notification come on.
Well, here's what's been happening to me is I'll go under my subscribers on my homepage to see whose videos and stuff are up. And I'll see I'll get notifications, recommend these notifications of people that have posted a video or that are live. I'll click on them and go there. I'm not even part of their family.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
under my subscriptions on my notification pages.
Yeah.
And other people, I get no notifications. I don't
Yes.
get your notifications. I don't get TR's notifications. Half the time, I don't get Vermont's notifications. I go to his live stream every day. He comes to mine every day.
Yeah.
All the and a lot of old people, I'll see them live in a live stream somewhere, and I'll say, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I haven't received a notification. I didn't know if you were still on YouTube or not." And they're
Yeah.
like, it's like people, they talk to you in the chat like, "Well, yeah, I'm live, but I haven't seen you come to my channel." Well, duh.
Right.
I haven't had a notification. I only joined belong to like 7,000 people. I can't remember everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. But it happens to all of us. And I'm just at the point I just don't even think about it anymore. I just kind of roll with it. I make my content. I'm primarily a content provider. Now I do live streams, but I kind of do them when I feel like it. For a while there, I was on twice a day, every day. And I had a very big following because people knew when to find me and they knew I was going to be on. Now I just kind of come on whenever I feel like it. And so, people don't know when to find me or when to look for me. So if you're going to do a live stream like you do it the right way. Everyone knows when to look for you. Like I always know you're going to be on around 4 o'clock. So, people know that. Brenda Land is always on around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Norgasar is usually on around 9 o'clock. So, and Carla. And so you kind of know when to find people. But for me, I'm primarily a content provider. And so I'm more about content than live streaming. So when I do my live streams, I'm very out of alignment as far as what time I'll be on. So, people don't know when to find me.
Do you go to Vermont Painting Photos channel?
Oh yeah, I'm friends with him.
Have you seen him this last couple of weeks painting Pop-Tarts? On the back of Pop-Tarts, he's painting the Pop-Tarts.
Oh my gosh. What are you painting? How is he painting the Pop-Tarts?
Vermont, you got a minute to come up here?
Oh, that's fascinating. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's painting the backs of the Pop-Tarts.
With paint, or is it with like food coloring?
Paint. He's actually painting the Pop-Tarts.
Oh, he's so talented.
Let's see if he's got time to come up here and he can explain it to you.
Amazing. Vermont, you are so amazing and so gifted and so talented. You really, really, really are. Just so talented.
He's got to run downstairs and get on the computer, but I'll have him come up and explain it to you. Yeah, he's actually taking Pop-Tarts and he turns them around backwards and he's actually painting on the Pop-Tarts.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Now, what I have been doing is I've been taking like cardboard or old boards, like pieces of wood, and I've been painting on that too. But I've never done a Pop-Tart.
I think he used like a FedEx envelope or a UPS cardboard envelope today to paint. He paints on everything.
That is fascinating.
He started last week. I think he's done 2 live streams. I think it's 2 where he's actually painting on the Pop-Tart itself.
He is the new Bob Ross.
Yeah. How about grayscale painting? Do you know grayscale painting?
I'm friends with grayscale painting. Yep,
Anthony's very good too.
We have, here on YouTube, there are so many amazing talents. And what I love about YouTube is, we've talked about what we don't love, but what I love is that it connects us all to each other. And none of us would have met each other had we, not been on YouTube. And it's amazing the talent that is here and the gifted in so many different ways. There's so much talent.
Well, see, here's the thing of it is, and I'm not going to tell anybody your age, but at our age, we didn't have something like this when we were a kid.
No.
We can sit here and say, I'd like to go on vacation. Where would I like to go to? Well, I'd like to go to Colorado. Vacation spots in Colorado. Boom. There's a 5,062 videos about things to do in Colorado.
Right. We had AAA and we got a triptych. We didn't have
Absolutely.
GPSs. And, you know, we sat on grandma's porch. You know, we had, for me, I'm 64 years old, and we had one TV channel. Hey, Vermont. Well, let's hear about your Pop-Tart paints.
I'll be right back, y'all. Give me just a minute. Go
Carolina,
ahead.
thank you. I want to hear all about this. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Brown sugar cinnamon. It's just acrylic paint.
So
I did a chocolate one too.
how do you preserve it? Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Spray acrylic clear. And then the sunset, I'm gonna put in epoxy resin, make an epoxy resin cube.
Yes.
I'm gonna pour around it so it has a little basically clear plastic cube.
So basically you can preserve it.
Yeah, no air will ever get to it again. Right now it's sealed, spray sealed completely. But once
you are an amazing artist. I mean, you do amazing work and just incredible work. When did you start painting?
5 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
When I had multiple surgeries, I did it for therapy at first.
Yes.
Just get my head out of it from the pain, and then it just kind of blew up after that. Started getting more intense, and I paint every day. I painted. I'm over 5,000 paintings now.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Amazing. You know, my son, I just did a live stream and I was talking about my son and I had this conversation is that sometimes what holds you back in life actually pushes you forward. So for example, even though you went through something that was not good, you went through all these multiple surgeries, it produced a brand new talent that you did not know that you had.
Well, I've always drawn, and I've always doodled and a little bit here or there, but not. My grandmother was an artist and oil painter, and she actually went to Boston College, and she was born in 1917. Yes. She lived till she was 102, but she went to Boston College back in the 30s. When 30s and early, late 30s, where people women back then didn't go to college as a rule.
Right. They weren't allowed to in some situations.
And she actually she graduated from Boston College as an artist. Mm-hmm. But, I can't stop painting. I have to paint every day. Today I painted on an envelope. Mm-hmm. a shipping envelope.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my God, you are amazing. Amazing.
I'm going to send it to somebody eventually with some painting in it, but it's.
I think one day I was on Norgus R's channel and you had sent her something. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I sent it to her mom. I sent it to Fran too.
Yes, yes. So you're blessing other people with your gift and your talent. And that's, when you have a gift or talent, and we all have them. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
See the chair? See the chair sitting at the gravestone?
Yeah.
I had him paint this. I had an idea, so I gave him the suggestion of my brother got killed in 1985. And it just so happened Vermont painted this on its live stream on what would have been my brother's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it just came to me. He gave me the idea and I just...
Well, you are an amazing talent and you inspire other people. And I think that everyone here has an amazing talent. It's just that often people don't tap into it, or they compare their talents and they say, oh, my talent's not as good as someone else's. We're all uniquely gifted, and you are uniquely gifted.
Yeah, like the artist devil draws. I don't draw. I mean,
yeah, I don't draw either.
beautiful drawings, pen and ink and marker, and I can't do that stuff. I get too stressed out.
Well, Vermont, Mrs. Fairchild used to paint too.
Yeah, I do paint. I am an oil painter. And I've been painting. And how I started painting was my children were all babies and I was stuck in the house and I couldn't go anywhere. And I'd never had a lesson. So I put them all in the Walmart shopping cart. And I bought a bunch of paints and canvases and I started painting. And I've never stopped. I paint all the time. My house is completely filled with paintings.
Yep. I do acrylics just because they dry faster. And the oil irritates my skin. So,
and also oil is, it makes a mess. I have to tell you, acrylic is wonderful because it dries. And oil, if you mess up, you have to wait. If you don't want to, sometimes you have to wait till it dries, or you have to scrape it all off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get a big mess. And watercolor is really hard.
I still oil paint, but I don't show that online much. Can't really show the stuff I oil paint because my channel's not what I'm painting.
I do stick figures and paint by number. Does that count?
That counts. That counts.
There's a guy that made millions of dollars with stick figures. I got news for you.
The only talent I was born with was the gift of gab.
Well, aren't we all in the South born with that?
I think so. That's what I try to tell people anyway. But yeah, it's funny. You were talking about what you were talking about a few minutes ago, Diana. I saw a Filipino girl, and the title of her live stream earlier today was, "I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I'm not pretty. And I'm not something else."
She's going to persevere.
And I typed in her chat and I said, "You're very pretty and you're very whatever the other one is." And I said, "As long as you have family and friends, we're all rich."
Did you see the last part of her title, Hillbilly? The very last two, it says, "I will succeed."
Yeah. And then at the end it said, but she said, "But I will succeed."
Yeah.
And I thought, what a bad place to be in to name the title of your live stream something like that,
I talked to my wife about that actually, that exact title, that when she was live.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I didn't know what to say, really.
Yeah.
We're all rich and we just have to find our own richness. And, I just did a video with that title about "You are rich and you may not know it." And I don't think I put it up yet. I may have put it up. I have to go back and look. You are rich and you just may not know it. We all have our own blessings, our own challenges, our own gifts. And, people look at other people and they compare themselves. You should never, ever compare yourself. I'm 64 years old. I could compare myself to a 24-year-old and I'm going to be disappointed. But I don't want to do that. I don't compare myself to anyone. I love who I am and I love my uniqueness and I value each person for their uniqueness. No two people are going to be alike.
Well, see, that's why I like Vermont Paint and Photo so much. He's 3,055 years old. I mean, his first pet was a baby dinosaur.
Oh my gosh.
So, but he still fits in with everybody else.
Yeah.
And closer to 55, but whatever.
And I know I'm an alien. I'm from another planet. I have to be.
But everybody has their unique gift, their unique talents, their unique challenges. And remember your challenges, as with you, Vermont Paint, our challenges are meant to push us forward. It's meant to push us to new heights. And people don't realize that. And, things that hold you back in life are often meant to protect you. I've had challenges early in life that held me back. And I didn't understand why. And now I go, thank God for those challenges. And I've had challenges that push me out, that push me forwards. Thank God for those challenges. Sometimes we don't understand why we get challenges and problems and difficulties. Some people get bigger ones than other people, but everybody gets them. It's what you do with them. You know, a lot of people are so blessed and they do nothing with their blessings. They do nothing with their opportunities. And there's other people that have nothing or nearly nothing, and they do everything with what they have.
I love to give my stuff away. Drives my wife nuts, but whatever. I mean, I do
Well,
sell
I'm
some
going to be
merch, but
honest
I
with you.
give it away a lot.
I grew up dirt poor. And when I say dirt poor, I mean dirt poor.
Yeah.
And then I worked my way up and I made pretty good money for several years. And I swear to goodness, I was happier dirt poor than I was when I had money. Because you just blow
Happiness
the
and money are two different things, and people don't realize that they're not the same thing. There's a, you know, I lived in, you know, I don't know if y'all know this, and some of you may know, but I lived in Hollywood for, you know, I'm not from there, but I moved out there when I was a teenager because I wanted to become a movie star, and you know, I was from some hip town, and I met some of the most rich, famous people, and you would all know their names, and some of them were the most miserable, unhappy people that you would have ever met.
That's why they're on the news every day. They're on the news because they're miserable and something bad happened to them. You don't hear good things about people on the news.
Yeah. So just because someone is famous or rich, I can tell you from having known some of these people, I'm not saying all of them because there's a lot of wonderful, amazing people that I met too. But there's a lot of ones that I met that you would go, oh my gosh, you know, I mean, so your happiness is not based upon fame. Your riches is not based on fame or on money. And it's not based on a perfect lifestyle. I just did a video today called, and I haven't put it up yet. It was called Your Beautiful Imperfect Life. You know, I even said you don't even have to have a perfect blood pressure to be happy.
Oh, we're safe then, Hillbilly, because Lord knows we don't.
Yeah. I was telling her earlier, I don't know if you were listening into the live stream at the beginning, but I told her that you'd become vegan, almost vegan.
127 pounds.
Vegan. Now, you're doing processed, though, vegan. Are you doing processed, or are you doing straight raw, or how are you doing it?
I have false teeth. All my teeth got shattered, so I you know, natural food is very hard for me to chew.
Okay.
I have to have everything kind of soft.
Yes.
But I do very little processed. I like cooking myself, so I make a lot of foods. I make a lot of rice pasta, you know, rice noodles, and I do eat chicken.
Well, let me ask you this.
Chicken
Why
is the only meat I eat.
Why did you go vegan? Why did you go vegan?
Well, I'm dairy free and I'm gluten free anyway. And there's so many things I can't eat, and beef was one of them. So, I mean, I don't really overly care for fish a ton.
He had some health issues, Diana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe my heart wanted to explode a few times. I wore a heart monitor for a long time, and I was very big. I was 334, 335 pounds. So. Oh
my gosh. Well, you know, I'm vegan, but I'm a bad vegan because if we go out, I eat what I want. But if I go to someone's house and you serve meat, I'm going to have what you serve. But at home, I'm vegan and vegetarian. You know, I go between vegan and vegetarian, and I'm 64 years old, and I don't take any medicine. And you know, I run 5 miles a day. Now, how I do it is I don't use any hydrogenated, zero hydrogenated. If I use any kind of oil, it is like coconut oil, walnut oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil. That's it. But for cooking, you need to do coconut oil. Okay. And stay away from your oil. You know, I know everyone needs a certain amount of oil, but we're all going to get it. I don't give recommendations or advice.
Air fryer.
How I do it. But basically, this is the bad mix. When you're mixing sugar and oil, that is where you get all this, you know, problems. And so I stay away from.
I told him.
Yeah, stay away from sugar and oil, or at least hydrogenated oil. If you're going to do oil, do a natural oil. It's worth the money. You're going to end up paying the doctor, or you can buy good food. This is the other thing. I do eat the processed vegan burgers, but they're not healthy. I mean, in my opinion, because they're processed, but they're delicious. If you have to have an alternative, they're very, very good. I love the Impossible Whopper. It's fantastic. Is it healthy? I don't, I can't say it's healthy. The only thing is, if you're going to order an Impossible Whopper, tell them to make it hot, because it usually comes out cold in the middle, or bring it home and heat it in the microwave, but they're fantastic. But what I do is I did a video, and matter of fact, Vermont, if you want to go look it up, it's called coleslaw burgers. I do one. You get the bag of coleslaw. This is real easy. I'll tell you how to make it real quick, and you're going to love this. You use coconut oil or olive oil, because you do have to use a little bit in your pan. And you take the bag from Aldi's, go to Aldi's, get one of those 99-cent bags of coleslaw mix, the kind, that's it got the carrots and all that, a little bit of carrot or whatever in. You take that, you dice up an onion, you put that in with it. Now, you can use egg if you're vegetarian. You mix a couple eggs in there, a little bit of flour, some garlic, and you make them into patties, okay? And you put it in your pan. And I'm telling you, you will love these. And I believe I did a video called Coleslaw Burgers. And I did another one called Celery Burgers. Now, the celery burgers are good, but they're not as good as the coleslaw burgers.
Not going to eat the celery. I don't like celery.
Well, celery, now what I do is, because I choose celery, I don't throw away the pulp. I refine it and get rid of all the string out of it, and I make it into burgers. Very much the same way as I do the
celery. Celery is not my favorite thing.
You will love coleslaw burgers. They are out there off the chain good, and they're so healthy.
Well, make you a cauliflower burger, Vermont.
It's okay. I told you I can eat hamburger, but it's got to be 95% lean or better. Me? Oh yeah.
Yes. Do you feel better now that you've gone? Do you feel better now that you've gone vegan?
Most of the time, I have setbacks. I had a pretty bad setback the other day. It put me in bed, but most of the time I'm doing really well. The heart's pretty good. Blood pressure's great.
Yes.
Well, I quit drinking Mountain Dew a little over 2 years ago, and Vermont finally quit several months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, that's a hard thing to do. Mountain Dew, I don't care what anybody says, Mountain Dew is a hard
very
thing.
Addictive. Very addictive.
I've been dry 33 years, and that Mountain Dew was harder than the alcohol.
One of the things I grew up with, and I truly, truly miss it, is well water and spring water. The real genuine that came from the springs. I grew up with that. It was wonderful.
I buy a bottle of water. I pour the water out just to get the bottles. And I use my well water and Crystal Light mix in it.
Yep. Now that's very good, because that'll help you. So this is the thing, and like I said, I don't give recommendations or suggestions, but I would say stay away from sugar. And I use stevia. And the reason for stevia is made from the Amazon leaf, so it's a natural product. It has no calories in it. Now, nothing is going to taste as good as real sugar. Nothing. Okay, so you have to kind of get into the mindset of eating healthy, that it's not going to taste the same as all the bad stuff that we eat. Once you adjust to that mindset, I would say use stevia for your sugar. If you want to make a drink. Now, what I do is I take lemons and I dice them up and I wash them real good, and I dice them up. I put them in a blender and I use the rinds and the lemon, and then I mix it with stevia and then put some water and ice, and it makes a delicious drink that has no calories to it. Crystal Light, if you don't mind the chemicals, you can freeze those, make them into ice cubes and suck on them, and there's no calories in it. So
yeah, I don't touch that stuff.
Yeah, but you want to stay healthy. You don't have to go to extreme like I do with the vegan and all that. But I think minimizing meat and encouraging more green vegetables in whatever way, whether it's juicing or eating, is so very, very important. And taking care of your health, because so many people, I've had friends that are dead that are younger than me. And I'm seeing my friends drop, like, really a lot of them are, passing on. And, I want to be around for my kids. I want to be here at 100 if I can be.
Yeah, I won't make that far.
Ooh.
No, I won't be
I'm
100.
doing YouTube videos at 100.
I'm trying to make 70.
Yeah.
And you talking about making 100.
Well, I'm older than all of you, so I'm closer to 100 than you all are, and I turned 64. When was it? June 2nd, I turned 64. And, it goes fast. It just goes so fast.
I'll be
Well,
happy.
that makes me the baby on the panel.
Yeah.
I'm a baby on the panel today. Wow.
Nope. You were graduating high school and I was still in elementary school.
Come on now. So, Diana, you don't use the Chinese monk fruit?
You know what? I have, and matter of fact, I've got the sugar. Yes, I do. I have that. That's a very good chew, but I think it has some calories in it. And I try to, when you get older, the problem is the weight. You can look at a Big Mac and gain 2 pounds. I mean, not even. It's just you put on weight. And one of the I run 5 miles a day, and I still have to watch what I eat, because if I don't, it's very, very easy to put on weight.
Yeah, I can walk in the grocery store and walk down the cookie aisle and gain 10 pounds.
Me too. Yeah, because our metabolism is different. It's different than what it was when we were 25.
Well, have you noticed? I don't know. I mean, you're in great shape where I'm not. But my problem is the brain still thinks I'm about 20. And my body says, oh, heck no, you're not 20 no more.
Well, you know what? Your attitude age is different than your body age. I always say I'm 29 forever. My attitude is 29. So if people ask me what age I am, I'll say, well, I'm 29 attitude-wise. I'm 64 technically, and the attitude keeps you young. The attitude, I have a very young attitude. I mean, I think of myself as being 29. I do not think of myself as being 64, although I'm technically 64.
Well, every year on my birthday, I tell everybody I'm 29 because
Good for you.
My mind still thinks I'm that age.
Well, I've been 29 35 times.
Yeah, I've been there a long time too.
I had to look at that name twice.
What's up, Expedition Greg?
Hey, Expedition, welcome. I haven't seen Expedition. I have to go back to your channel also all the time and resubscribe. He's another one that I have to go back and resubscribe to. They keep taking my old friends away.
I don't get none of his notifications either. I couldn't tell you the last time I got a notification from him.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting Sonia's, and I'm part of her channel.
Yeah. Well,
I don't even get my own. So, my other channel doesn't get my own channel. So,
well, you know how I know this? I have 5 channels, as y'all know. And each one of my channels is subscribed to each other. Okay. But you know what? Except for one, they take them all away. They just take them away, And even my own daughter, when she leaves a comment, they take her comment away. My daughter.
Yeah. My brother says he has to resubscribe almost every day, and he visits every day.
Yeah, every day. So I don't know what their story is, but, I'm just going to have fun.
So I just keep going.
That's what I tell everybody every day. Everybody comes to me and he says, wow, your channel's not growing no more, and you don't have the people in your live streams no more like you used to did, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'll sit here and do this as long as I can sit here and do this. If one person
Carolina, when you got me my 1K, the way it was working up until that point was they could click on, I remember being here when I got my 1K on your channel, that you could click on the photo. You could click on the person's photo and you would go directly to their channel. Right after that, they took that away. Then we all started dropping our link. And then it's been kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and
And
you know the funny part is they're costing themselves money. Apparently, they don't matter, but they have costed themselves because you would think if you were building a business model, the more people that you have that are making money
Yep.
that you're collecting off of,
Yep.
you'd be happy. But they
One-
did just the opposite. It's like they tried to tamp down the people that were making money for them. I guess they're millionaires and they don't really care.
1/3 went to TikTok because they didn't want to deal with this anymore or Instagram.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you know that one buddy of mine in the Philippines, he's got to average like 450,000 views a month
Oh my gosh.
to get around 900 off AdSense, not super chats, not memberships, not nothing. That's just AdSense. So he's got to get about 450,000, average that a month to bring in $900 on AdSense.
Mm.
So a lot of these people that come on here that think they're going to get rich, it's not going to happen, folks. This is a place to come to have fun.
Come to
I
have
think
fun.
I made $11 last month.
Come to have fun and come to enjoy and come to make friends. And, that's what I do. For me now, I'm at a different place. Originally I came on 11 years ago. Now I've only came public a little over a year ago, but I had my channel 11 years for my kids. I wanted to put all the wisdom videos out so that my children would have easy access. And now I've done that. So my mission has been achieved. So now I'm just here to kick back and have fun and enjoy. And if people want to watch my videos, that's great. But I put the videos up for my kids. I have over 4,000 videos up, but they're for my kids. They're for everybody, but they're for my kids. And I've achieved that goal. So whether I ever make another video or not, or do, or whatever, it doesn't matter. And plus I have so many wonderful friends that, I'm not worried about it.
Well, I had a lot back when I was doing the Grow Streams. I had a lot of family members from Africa.
Yeah.
A lot. And I used to go to their live streams. And then they started telling me in their live streams when I'd go to their live streams, or they would send me emails saying, I'm not making no money. I'm not making no money. And I would go in their live streams and I would try to explain it to them. You're not going to get rich on YouTube.
No.
And if that's why you join, and a lot of them, that's why they joined. I guess they knew a friend that got on and made a little bit of money from it, that they all thought they were going to be able to get on and make tons of money.
Yeah.
And it just don't happen that way, folks.
Doesn't happen
don't
that
quit your day job.
What are there,
Keep your
50
day job,
rich
absolutely.
YouTubers? There's
Yep.
like 50 rich YouTubers.
Yep.
Out of what? 8 million?
No, there's actually 50 billion YouTubers.
I meant creator channels.
Yeah, I think there's actually 50 billion. I heard the other day that, or 50 billion people on YouTube. I don't know whether it's, but it's what did I say? Billion. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. You're right.
Yeah. As far as content creators, I mean, that's not
Can't be
very
50
good
billion
math,
because there's
no.
not 50 billion people in the world.
Even if it's 1 million people and only 50 of them are well off now, and like 6 of those are kids.
Yeah.
So
it's like that kid that I found the other day. It gave it to me in my
With the
subscription.
chicken.
It's like with the chicken. Yeah, the rooster. He's got like 586,000 family members. I guess he's an outdoor channel. I went back and watched another one of his videos. I guess he's an outdoor channel type deal. But yeah, like 580 something thousand, I think it was, family members. Those are few and far between, folks.
Yeah.
It don't.
Carolina, I'm going to have to go because I got to go start the barbecue.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate
I
you.
love you, Carolina. I do, and you're an amazing channel. You're an amazing friend, and I thank you. And I wanted to come up here, but usually your panel is so full, I don't want to overload the panel. So, and Vermont, keep painting. You're an amazing painter, and keep up with the great help. You're gonna love it. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all in the stream. Love you all. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Boy, it was nice having a young lady up here today.
Yeah.
She still runs 5 miles a day, dude.
Still run circles around me. Yep.
Yeah, she was talking in her live stream earlier. She didn't go to the gym to work out today because she knew she had to grill out tonight and stuff, but she still ran her 5 miles or 5K.
I ride a bike every day, but I tell you what, that little girl that comes to visit me once a week still puts me in the chair by the time she leaves because I'm half asleep. I don't have that energy.
So did you get in trouble last night?
No, I got hurt yesterday, so
Got hurt.
yeah, I actually have a leg brace on today.
Wow.
Twisted my ankle or something, messed it up. Been walking around with a cane most of the day.
Dude, you need to start hiring somebody to take care of yard work and stuff.
Yeah, that's how I think I might have either heard it fishing when I tripped over the cleat on the dock or heard it digging up hostas in the front yard, replanting it.
Call the man.
Yeah, he lives down the street too. That's what I
Call Angie's List. It's not, well, actually, it's not called Angie List no more. It's just called Angie. Start calling Angie.
And until I can't do it myself, I'm not quite there yet. I might call somebody to paint my house though. I've been looking at it. Like,
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That's a lot of house to paint, all the eaves, and because I have 2-foot eaves on my house. They hang out 2 feet. That's how my house was built. So all that underneath there is all white.
Maybe it's time to think about at your age putting siding up so you don't have to worry about the painting.
The new windows and stuff, I put up vinyl siding. The other part's the aluminum white siding, but I still got to paint on. It's just all the eaves and the drip edge and all that stuff I have to paint around the windows, and the rest of the house is aluminum white.
That's too much ladder
pressure
work.
Wash that. Yeah. Considering it's all
up there
pretty good. Yeah. Well, you've seen pictures of my house. Yeah, it's all up there pretty good. On the back side, I put plastic up. I put that white plastic wood.
Right.
What a smart idea that stuff was.
So the nanny's going back home, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Not a big deal. I didn't really talk to her that much.
So I take it that the woman is the lawyer and she's going to work from home?
She's going to work from home. She's going to be a stay-at-home mom because she's got the 4-year-old, and she's actually got a 14-year-old daughter, and the 19-year-old stayed back in Michigan.
So what is she, like an insurance lawyer or?
I didn't really get into it. I actually
I
think she's a corporate. I think she's a corporate one, like copyright or something. It'd be great if she's a copyright lawyer. Boy, I'd be happy. That'd be awesome.
Well, it's got to be something like that where she could stay at home all the time. So it's got to be something like that.
Probably the one that keeps digging you for copyright.
Probably.
I should go ask her, do you know this YouTuber?
Oh, yeah. I've dinged him 3 times so far.
Yeah. And I keep watching this RV DJ too. I'm going to get her one of these days. I still don't know how other people do it, but.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I keep asking people on here, and it really aggravates me to death that these channels, there's no way that these people are paying all these different song people money to play the copyrighted music. There's no way that they're doing that.
And have you gotten a thing from YouTube yet that I was telling you about that survey and questionnaire about music?
I didn't even do the survey.
They want to set up a program where you can play music on your live streams, and you just instead of you getting nothing because of copyright, you basically share the revenue and you pay the copyright first, and then whatever's left you get. So, okay, probably just about nothing anyway. Normal. Or you can pay so much
What
a
happened?
year and use music.
Well, the thing about that paying so much per live stream, what if you don't make any money during the live stream? You're in the hole owing them money then, right?
You don't owe them anything until you make money.
Well, that you pay so much per year lets you use copyrighted music.
Up to a point.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be up to a point. Because, you know, there's so many out there now that says, oh, you can use our music copyright free on your YouTube videos. And then the first time you use that copyright free music, YouTube dings you and shuts your channel down.
Yeah, because here's the kicker. I was reading about it. The musician, the person singing the song, as a rule, does not own the song.
Right.
They do not own the rights to that music. It belongs to either the people who produce it, the record label, most of the time, or the actual writer that wrote the song, because most of them don't write their own music. And if you do not find the person that owns that certificate of copyright and get permission in writing from them, everything else is useless.
That's why Dolly Parton's a millionaire. She let Whitney Houston sing that song in the movie, and Dolly Parton had the copyrights because she wrote the song, and she made millions off of it.
Yeah, see, they don't realize, like Sting owns his music. He owns the rights to all his music. That's why he always was. You never saw him kind of failing.
Well, wasn't it Paul McCartney that tried to get the copyrights to all the Beatles songs, and it was tied up in court? And was Michael Jackson involved in that or something?
Because Michael Jackson bought the rights to a lot of them.
Yeah.
From Ringo Starr and George Harrison way back when, when he was in the 70s and 80s. Or his lawyer bought them, but he ended up with them. Yeah, Sonya, some of it. He actually doesn't own it all. That was a big to-do on his thing.
Well, that was a big to-do at the very beginning of Kiss, because their manager was getting every dime that they were making off albums and stuff like that. What they were getting was what money they were making off of the live concerts.
Yeah.
That was and there's been a lot of groups out there that way,
Guns N' Roses was a huge one.
Guns N' Roses was the band that Ozzy started with.
Oh, Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath was that way. That every one of them was shacked up in a one-room apartment in California somewhere, starving to death, and the managers and the record company was making a killing.
Yeah, that's the way it is most of the time. You sign on that dotted line, but unless you actually have a lawyer read it, and you're going to pay to have one read it, that happens with me with some photos that I've sent out there. I thought I was signing usage. Come to find out I was signing away the photos. Happens.
Yeah, I think that happened to Queen too, at the very beginning before they had their court battle, and then they had the battle amongst themselves. Was if one of them wrote a song, he got the royalties himself.
Yeah, except
and then there at the end, I guess they agreed for everybody to split it, but
yeah, because they did a lot of collaboration. I thought I kind of read that. Because one guy might have read this verse, but the other one might have wrote a little bit of that one, and this one wrote a little bit of the music. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all of them. I mean, Freddie Mercury sang them, but there's nobody going to replace him. I don't care how hard.
No, that Adam, that Adam, what was his name? Adam Lambert or whatever it is that come out of one of them
Yeah,
singing shows. They said, "Oh, he's the next Freddie Mercury, and he's going to tour with them and all that."
him and his eyeshadow and
No,
his makeup, and
the guy from wasn't it the guy from Guns N' Roses toured with them? And no, there's not another Freddie Mercury. That dude had a relationship with the audience that nobody else is going to have.
nah. That's like they tried to remake Rocky Horror Picture Show once, and I'm sorry, but you aren't going to replace an iconic show like that with some aftermarket junk.
Well, to me, that's kind of like Journey. I mean, when Journey split up, and don't get me wrong, that dude from the Philippines is a heck of a singer.
Yeah.
But him in his prime is no Steve Perry in Steve Perry's prime. Steve Perry at that time in his life and that moment in history, nobody could touch that dude's voice.
Yeah, you look back at the big groups that we listened to when we were younger, and it's like, okay, this is the group. You can't put A, B, and C in there because they're just not going to work, Rush, Styx, Supertramp, all those groups they try to put somebody new in there, and it's like, nah, You
Yeah,
can
it
tell.
just don't work. It's not the original chemistry that they grew up and they cut their teeth on.
Yeah, we know. As kids, even now as adult, we hear a song, it's like, yeah, I know who sang that originally. That one sucks. It's like,
Well, we were talking about Kiss a while ago. The original Kiss, even with their faults, the original Kiss is not the same as the Kiss later on. Those guys at the very beginning had a chemistry, whether they were messed up, whether they were drunk, whether they were fighting, or whatever they were. They had done it together so much that it just worked.
I think I saw them in 1978 at Memorial Auditorium. Something like that. 78 or 79.
I saw them in 78 or 79 in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yeah. I saw them, Supertramp, and Styx all in the same year. And I was just like, and of course, I'm a Deadhead. But I love hard rock. I like Nazareth and, things like that. I have lots of Black Sabbath and Edgar Winter and stuff like that. Of course, me. I'm kind of a music nutcase. That's all music right there.
Well, the first concert I ever went to, Kiss opened for Three Dog Night. They opened for Three Dog Night. Kiss did. That's the first concert I ever went to in my life.
My first concert was Grateful Dead.
I saw AC/DC one time. And at that same concert, Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever tour. He was with AC/DC. One of the best concerts I ever went to, and a lot of people laugh at me because I say this, but I saw Jackson Brown in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dude, that dude can sing. I don't care what anybody says. That dude can sing.
Yeah, my favorite thing I ever heard from any musician ever was when I was in that bar and George Thorogood came in and just jammed out for a while. I was just like, I'm in this backwoods bar in the middle of nowhere, and he comes in and sits up on the stage and just sitting there playing. I'm just, 12 feet from the dude. You're just sitting there going, really? Kind of mesmerized.
Like when I first got out to San Diego when I was in the Navy, we were out on one of the beaches. I don't remember which beach it was, but they had it blocked off, and Black Oak, Arkansas was playing out on the beach. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
They did that a lot, though. They did that whenever they felt like it. A bunch of groups back then did that. They just pull up someplace and play music. Now, heaven forbid.
I saw 38 Special, the band 38 Special. I saw them up in Asheville, North Carolina. and it was like $5 all you could drink draft beer on a Friday night, and they were the house band that showed
Yeah.
up to play that night. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only other person I ever met like that in person was Cedric the Entertainer. Came to do a comedy skit at this little comedy club up here in Vermont. He's sitting at the table right next to us just doing his comedy thing. Didn't want to sit on stage. And then
that
now
dude's funny.
he is funny. Because I mean I've seen Gallagher and Weird Al in concert and all those, but to have a like Richard Pryor type comic, just sit there and shooting a bow with you and making you just about wet your pants. It's
Yep. Indication of Karen said Huey Lewis and the News played at my junior high prom back in 1981. They weren't well known back then. Seems like forever ago. I hear you, Karen.
1981 Hillbilly was probably just about overseas by that point.
I was actually in school. I was
Oh,
in
yeah.
school I went to school 80, 81, and half of 82 in the military. I went to 2.5 years worth of school before I went to the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like somebody was giving me crap the other day about college and like how could you do so many things and still graduate college? Well, it's because it took me 8 years to get through 4 years of college because I did like a couple semesters, worked, went back, worked.
Well, it's like Diana Brianna Fairchild. She's in college right now at 64 years old, and she's carrying a 4.0 grade point average.
Yeah, I had a 3.7 because I
They
goofed
they
off.
paid they paid me not to come back.
Did they? Yeah. Please join the military, please.
Yes. You drink too much. We have the perfect place for you to go is the Navy. Okay, cool. Sign me up. I had such a hangover the day I signed up for the military, dude. I went in on January 2nd and signed the paperwork. And I was so
After New Year's?
hungover. Good God, I felt bad. But I knew I had to go. I was either A, going to be in jail, or B, 6 foot under.
I took the military training test and all that stuff, but it actually was my Navy recruiter. When I took the exam, he said, "You really need to be in college." He said, "We'd love to have you, but you just aced our engineering section of our test. Please get out. Come back when you finish college."
Yeah, it's like me, dude. I mean, I wasn't that smart, but they said they tried to get me to go to nuclear power school. And I said,
Yeah, but
when
those
I found
first-
out what the failure rate was, like 96% failure rate. And I asked myself, well, what happens if I flunk out? They said, oh, you go to the surface fleet. I said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what they used to threaten us with. When you sign up for submarines, submarine schools is you go to a bunch of schools before you actually go through sub school because they threaten you the whole way. If you flunk out, they're going to put you wherever they want to put you in the surface fleet. You don't have no choice.
Some tin can someplace.
And you don't necessarily keep your same rating badge. Like a radio man, they might send me as a seaman deckhand on an aircraft carrier or something, but they threaten you the whole way through school.
Of course, now aircraft carrier, if you're not on deck, on the surface, and you're in the ship itself, it's basically a city.
Yeah.
Like you said, people that have been on aircraft carriers that never run into each other the entire cruise.
Yeah, two best friends. One was both of them were machinist mates. One was stationed in the forward section of the carrier, and the other one was in the aft section of the carrier, and they never saw each other till they pulled into port somewhere.
My buddy's an Air Force colonel, full bird colonel. He was actually head of Green Mountain, the Green Mountain Boys up here in Vermont, the fighter squadron. And he one time they flew over to Iraq, and they shipped his plane over there, and they had to land on an aircraft carrier on the way over in that big transport. He said that was the scary. He says, I've been in combat. I'm a fighter pilot. I've got 3 tours. That scared the living crap out of me. This is a guy that flies a F-32 or F-18. It's
Well, yeah,
that scary.
You figure you're going 100 miles an hour trying to hit a 70-foot long runway
Yeah.
on a ship that's moving. Not only is it moving, it's moving this way and this way at the same time.
And he says you look out the window, and it literally, everybody says postage stamp. It literally is a postage stamp.
Well, that's what a lot of people say. It's
Coming
like you stand back. And it's like you trying to take a piece of gum and throw it and land it on a postage stamp. Don't bounce and roll it on the postage stamp. You got to throw it and let it stay there.
Yeah. And I was just watching a video the other day on the new modern carrier that they're coming out with. It's going to be next year commissioned. It's already built. It's electronic catapult, electromagnetic, different type of arresting systems. I mean, everything's all modern, fancy stuff, and it's got a little tilt to the. I notice that it's not flat takeoff now. It's got a little bit of a tilt on the nose. So must be the planes are getting a tad on the heavy side. I can't imagine the guys that used to take off there with prop jobs, though.
Yeah.
Without catapult. I mean,
you would not believe how many of them that actually crashed because the headwind wasn't enough for them to get lift to get off the deck.
Yeah, when they got to turn into the wind to get an airplane.
Yep. Hey, TR show, what's going on? How was the concert down in Florida?
They make it home yet?
I would have thought they'd be back today. I would think. I'm not sure, but I would think
they would have went to Disney World. I'd go to SeaWorld, one of those places over there.
I was watching on my phone the news. I guess Jamaica got flooded pretty bad from this tropical storm.
Now there's another one behind that one, isn't there?
I don't know. I just know this one came through Cuba and I guess Jamaica, and it actually showed Jamaica flooding quite a bit. What I was looking at on the phone, Kingston, Jamaica, they were showing it was pretty flooded, pretty bad.
Still an island. I don't know. I don't know if I could live on an island. Oh, I gotta mute you.
All right. Got home about 3 hours ago. Cool. That mean SF Rose. That mean SF Rose.
We don't ignore her.
TR made it home. SF Rose is probably still in Florida.
Yeah. My wife, you could tell it was my wife because I answered the phone. I didn't ignore it. My mother, my wife, those are the 2 people, well, my daughter. 3 people I answered the phone for.
Yeah,
one brought me into the world, one is my world, and one will take me out of the world if I'm not careful.
Yep.
I got to depend on one to take care of me when I get older. Probably not.
Yep. But I guess, dude, did you check the CDC website? You know, the Saturday and Sundays has been down to 3,000, 6,000 cases. And all of a sudden this Saturday, it's like 15K.
Like I said, just that reason like we have up here. They said no more masks and you don't need to wear one in the stores if you have the prevention. And everybody says, oh, I've got it. They're not checking anybody. So everybody's walking around exposing again.
Well, we're still at 49%. It's all that's gotten one.
It's not going to.
I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand it. And if I don't know. I don't understand it. If it's,
I told my son he's getting it. He's like, I don't want it. I said, you're getting it. It's not an option anymore. You're not, because he's out of work again. And he's not going to get a job anywhere until he gets one. Guaranteed. No one's going to hire you right now.
well, I was reading an article today, brother, that there's another new strain out.
Worse than
That's supposed to be worse than the Delta.
Great.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't get this thing stopped, it's going to keep changing and changing and changing until eventually it's going to get to a point where maybe nothing stops it. You know, that's the scary part.
We're going to have to get to that Black Plague or polio mentality where it's just going to have to happen before you go to school type of thing.
Yeah, before you do anything.
And I got to go get my shingles shot in 3 weeks, and I don't really want to get that because I get sick every time I get that shot.
Dude, I haven't gotten it, but I've been thinking about it. Do you have to get that every year?
This next one I'm getting is 2, just like the prevention, and then it's my last one I have to have. So the new one they're putting out now, which is a double shot, will actually supposedly take care of the issue forever.
You know, I was going to go get that thing, and then somebody told me you had to go get it every year, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't want to do that. I might not have the opportunity to do that every year.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go for that 2 thing again because we know it's going to happen. But, you know, I've had shingles, and dude, you just don't want them.
Knock on wood, dude. I had a young kid, like I told y'all before. He was in his 20s and he got it, and it was absolutely horrible, dude. That boy suffered.
Acupuncture is nothing. All the shots and injections I've had for all the pain and stuff that's, you know, all the hardware that's in my body, that was nothing compared to the pain, because I actually had it on the back of my neck. Sensitive area, and it was excruciating.
I was on a live stream the other day. The guy this dude, he's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's been overseas. He's been in Thailand for about 2.5 or 3 years now. He teaches school over. He teaches English. Well, he's been furloughed now because they shut down the schools. In the last, I think, 2 months, he only received like a half a month's paycheck. But there was a guy talking in his chat. I guess he was in the United States. He got the first Moderna, and he got it on the CDC card. Well, the opportunity opened up for him to go back to Singapore. So he took the flight to Singapore. He got to Singapore. They wouldn't accept his first shot from the United States. He had to get 2 more Moderna shots. They wouldn't accept the card.
Yeah, they want the piece of paper.
So he ended up getting 3 total Moderna jabs.
Wow, he's going to be definitely protected. They say they were going to have to get a booster. I'm sure it'll happen.
Well, they're talking about now that I guess the UK or somebody, dude, they're talking about using one that works this way, and then the second one that works a different way, a combination of the two. They're said they're really looking at that pretty hard.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and I checked with my mom, and she's was a microbiologist and a nurse, and she still talks to people that work for the state of my health department and stuff, and it's exactly it. Moderna is this thing, and the Pfizer's works a little bit different way, but they still have to be somewhat compatible. It can't be like a J&J shot. And they say after 3, with 2 of this one and 1 booster. Now, if there's another variance, what's that going to do?
Well, the thing that gets me too is it depends upon what country they're getting information from, because a lot of nobody around the world is talking that much about the Moderna, but they're talking about Pfizer. One country come out and said that it's like 88% effective against the Delta, but this new variant is coming out of Peru. And supposedly they found it in like 30 countries now.
PG.
And I think
should have just put off stuff for another year and got nice and cleaned up, and then
I think Peru's lost a lot of people, dude. I mean, it's like a lot of people.
I know the world was stressed out about wanting to get back to the reality of living, but gotta be careful.
I mean, you take a country like India, dude. What, 1 point something billion people?
Yeah, they've got more in one city than I have in my state.
Let me see how I can say this without getting my channel in trouble. But supposedly, there's some information coming out that there's like 250 athletes competed in an athletic event in a certain city in a certain country in like October of 2019. And when they came back, all of them had the same symptoms.
Yeah.
It's what's going on now. So that would push it all the way back to October of 2019, dude. It's sad that more information wasn't put out sooner.
Yeah, maybe I'd still have my sister.
Exactly. It's kind of scary though. You think about, what was that one movie where they'd come out with those viruses in Africa and they'd go in, nuke the place or bomb the place and just annihilate everybody in the village that was contagious. They've made movies like that. I'm not saying do something like that, but I'm saying if everything would have been locked down and sooner and faster, the second they realized there was any kind of problem, then maybe we wouldn't be where we're at now.
Have you ever seen the TV show The Last Battleship, or The Last Battleship, or Battleship, or whatever it was called?
I watched Battleship, the movie Battleship, the other day, but I didn't watch that series.
The series? Like
The Last Battleship. I didn't watch that.
I mean, if you ever get a chance to watch it, be prepared, because the similarity is scary close. Scary, like super scary close. Like somebody definitely foresaw the future. Speak English today, please. Been hanging around with you too much. Can't talk right anymore.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess I need to get off here, dude. We've been at it almost 2 hours. I know you got things to do. I appreciate everybody coming by. Thanks, Miss Diana Brianna Fairchild, for stopping in and surprising me as a surprise guest today. It was nice to see that young lady. And boy, she pumps out some videos, y'all. Get over there and check her channel out. Sometimes I think she'll pump out about 10 or 15 videos a day.
More than I do. That's saying something.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with her. I think she said she's got 4,000 videos uploaded now on YouTube. So get over there and check her out.
I was proud at 700.
I hear you. But yeah, she stays busy. That is a busy young lady and goes to school, I think, full time too, college. So she's busy. She's different, running her 5K. She runs a 5K and then she goes to the gym for works out does this for 2 hours, does this for 2 hours. Then after that, she does dance. and then she goes home and works on her studies at night, and pumps out 10 or 15 videos a day on YouTube, and makes me want to take a nap just thinking about it. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming by. I hope everybody had a safe and a great holiday weekend. We'll try to do this again tomorrow if we can. And everybody be safe, be good to yourself, and be good to each other. And I'll see everybody tomorrow, guys. Thank y'all. See ya.
Bye, everybody.